more. Bia T, Gibu Khan, Passeche, Gifoy, Bia, Gifoy, Bia, not Gifoy, Bia. Sure, long as campaign, she takes over, sure, long
I can tell you now we gonna be famous.
Hey, get it, oh. I
can tell you now we gonna be famous.
I
can tell you now we gonna be famous.
I
can tell you now we gonna be famous. Hey.
Manongo, Gil, Jad, Korani. All right, may we start with introductions first? Who is who?
I go by the name Stan Son of Man. And then I go by the name Moiketsi, Stan Limfuke. And then to my peers and fans, I'm Stan Son of Man. And I come from the Vaal, Zone 3 to be specific. Born and bred in Zone 3. I've lived my whole life in Zone 3. And yeah, that's pretty much me. Yeah, this Zone 3 is bouquet. So it's Buka, it's like Rakim.
Yeah, this bouquet and everything.
Yeah.
Combined.
Yeah.
So
I always see Nike good vibes side. I didn't obviously, but I see. My Facebook name is I'm a rapper and an exec.
Yeah.
That's what I'm venturing into now. So yeah, that's how it is.
All right, for you, Cye, when you were young, growing up here, when did you first catch on to the music wave or vibe and say, okay, this is what's gonna be my career?
Yeah, I think back in 2003 was my first experience at hip hop, but then back then I wasn't really into it. I was a soccer player, so I was focused on being an athlete. But then in 2005, R.A.P was into it, so he would bring out CDs and all that, and Vernac, I would steal that. Yeah, I gave vibe, but then it was in 2010 in Copenhagen, this guy.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a cliche, but then it happened. Yeah, and it was a cipher in Shire. Actually, never shy. Nah, next to get but back then, mix up with the magic there. But I ended up saying some shit, and homie liked it. And then, was it 2 days?
I think the following day.
Yeah, the following day, we got to hang out and then we talked about being a duo. So I learned how to rap inside a duo. Yeah, that's how it happened.
And when did you actually get into this thing? To a point where you eventually met him?
Okay, not for now. Like, I've always been in music. Considering the fact that R.A.P influence heavy on now. I feel like sometimes kids are into because what he is. I don't even know if that is hip hop thing or try over close to him or but then Kimchi boning Kimchi I story sharp. He started listening to hip hop music specifically in 1992, and that's the year I was born. So since Nale and I'm very close. Like Makriza and we've always seen this in you. When on can cassettes it's a bit or the trash or the cat or it's but can tell on since you and I think fast forward to 2000. Yeah, 2001.
Yeah.
I remember Nereduzi Kakamrene. Like Kamra Onen the poster of it. From
all the icons.
Yeah, from Dog Pound Gangsta to Rakim, Bomang so this one time, Cye the hot money, Dog Pound Gangsta, DPG.
Yeah.
There's a guy there, there's the king, Daz Dellinger, he's Snoop's cousin.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why Mari I liked his style of rap more than these other guys.
Yes.
So yo, entege. I can hear about Babu, but Ababu is like they conversating on melodies. Marababu is what is this thing called? Oh na until rap, baby, it's a rap. Low knowledge, okay. From there, like from Lintudio, low knowledge, okay. And then the following day, I started picking up the pen. More obvious, by Eminem, but we never mamela. There, kind of there. By Eminem.
Park.
Yeah. Then primary, I was the only nigga. And I rap, like let's say the primary school. I was the only nigga there. I'd recite verse 50 Cent man. So I was bangadi props that I started feeling like fun, and then I started writing my own. And then grade 7, that's when like it kicked in.
Yes.
Like okay, I'm like I'm trying to put up a young crew like you rap this part and then I'll rap this part and I'll rap this, but then in we couldn't see this thing like Kadisole one, and then some of them just fell off. Went to high school, and then in high school that's when I met like real hip hop cats like Majida Tonalbo Jarara. Shoutouts to Jarara, shoutouts to Levi, shoutouts to who's this? Joe Cap, yeah, shoutouts to Joe Cap. Those are the niggas we used to hold ciphers with back in high school, whatever. And then Stomp the Yard came. When Stomp the Yard came in,
yeah,
that's when I started like B.A.B music on a break. And then the Kamp wave came in. That's when we started cramping off the music at the back end.
Yeah.
And then 2 to 3 years later, I got a matric. When I finished my matric, I remember like and again, what's next for me?
Yeah.
What else is there for me? And then I remember and actually it's about this is like the only thing you can see kids except for cramping and whatever. And then that's when I met Puff.
He was Puff at the time.
That's when I met Puff through a mutual friend, Castro. Shoutouts to Castro. I remember we were coming back from college. Yeah, we were coming back from college. Go friend training. So what's happening? You know, right after high school, la movela to Kimberley, and then Abajiga like a couple of years late. And then Hajiga like is asking what's up? Like what's up? And then we were talking down, there's not enough shows, there's not enough movements, there's not enough this and that and that. And then he came up with the idea, why don't we come together and try to host like these little hip hop sessions and see where they can take us. And then that's when we started railing up Majida. He came with Puff, I came with my own niggas from my hood, and then some other niggas came with their niggas, and then we were R.A.P. That was the birth of R.A.P. R.A.P. was a movement, yeah, consisting of rappers and poets, hence we called it R.A.P. And then we would meet almost every day, bust freestyles, scripts, and then that's when I heard
he's 1 year old. Split.
Yeah, and it was crazy. Yeah, it was crazy.
But what made you say wanna jump on Grand Sharp? Or was it just the spur of the moment thing? You would say, hey, something.
I guess inner curiosity, because before Kiwa Kopan, I was just writing stuff. In a way, I thought I was a poet. More like Chababa, you know. But hip hop, as it happens, you know, it grows on you. So at some point, I kind of liked hip hop, like the way they put words together and tell stories. And then I met this homie. Yeah, he plugged me a guy, Immortal Technique. He changed everything for me. He's very political, he's all over the place, but then at the same time, he's a poet. So I started like biting him. I don't know why I got up biting when we started off biting. The way he does, the way he delivers, I started copying that. And then at some point, I started writing stuff my own way. And then then it was a matter of, hey man, I gotta say something, Majitangu, and eventually I did. And then I did my thing, Majita. I feel what I was saying, and then that's how it came about.
How long did R.A.P stick together to a point where you guys decided to be a duo?
Well, honestly, I just came in, so I don't really know anything, but what I knew was Majita Ali is so nice, and at the same time, I'm trying to keep up with Majita. At the same time, we're trying to make moves with the cars. Because back then, there was not really anything happening. Okay, we knew when I got to R.I.P, like ARTMAN, Msoja, but then we didn't really know. Okay, I would say personally, I didn't know what was his story all about. So we wanted to get out of the thinking maybe we would blow up eventually, but it doesn't work that way. So we started moving slowly. But then challenges made us who we are today. Like we learned from that up until now.
Influences, I'd say.
The key scenes, hip hop scenes, or emerging rappers that were making it at that time.
Now I remember Dipalo.
Mets,
yeah. Mets was blowing up.
Sure. Baleloko.
Yeah,
there was Mets and Baleloko.
Is that Vaal or S.A?
Vaal.
Yeah.
It's actually Vaal,
Mari, on a much broader scale. Because they've had like denominations that would decide, man. They've been played on YFM. Like we till this day we still look up to them. We still go to them for advice. Plus bona never let close married, but close that much. I was Marbonek bona was belonging now if Kevokola Sharpville, I'll mention a mate of it. Yeah. Like Kibona was belonging, never out there and never active, and they made it seem possible. Our cats like Boma Way too. I know he's from Sasso Mari. Those were the kids Bomo Catalyst. Those were the kids that were looking when you turn on Shizness at that time. You know, wanna pro Instro like what's going on meet on a daily basis.
What about Optical Illussion? Because
Optical Illussion, like when we tell at that time, I feel like 2005 was the year for Vaal hip hop.
Yes. And you learn fast when there's cats like that. You actually learn fast and your skills improve fast because you know that the barometer is high.
Yeah. And the bar is even higher.
Exactly.
Sure. So but what's on B.A.B, Beats Against the Beast, Optical Illusion, 6 Feet, Boom Tipa, people like
Amu, bro.
Ammunition.
Okay, now
I'm not so sure.
Now I think Amu is the one that caught my attention. My blood regular since I met you or something. The production actually blew me away. I guess I was in love with the production side of things, not necessarily the song. Okay, and then I don't know which year was it, but then remember Skwatta Kamp in Kuku Function? Yeah. There's a song there. Actually, there's a bunch of songs, but then I would say my influences were cats from different style of rap, from Arm to Optical Illusion, the homie Flower actually, and then Baleloko because they are close. Let me see. You wouldn't believe this, but then Cashless Society.
Monsters.
Yeah, and then from then on, you know, knowing one artist, you get introduced to other ones. So that thing, your inspiration, where it came so hard that I can't really point out one single home. Yeah.
And when you started recording the music now, who were your producers? Who were feeding you the beats?
When we were still working as R.A.P,
Yeah.
we had a little nigga, Innocent. Shout outs to Innocent.
Yeah.
Yeah, he used
He's still a little nigga even now.
not
Come
really.
again?
He was called little nigga, or is he?
He was calling nigga because he didn't want to
Yeah, but we come from the same hood, so
Yeah.
but not like the banka didn't know from like they yeah banka from
Yeah.
if they are playing in our yeah.
And then remember our song the Baleloko, actually Msoja and Shem. And then somehow it happened to while interacting at the shows just to get a feel. We met this other homie, DIA-LECT, Sharpville. And then he
What about the unigini kanda kanja? Amakhawe ke.
and then I already introduced her to this Hot Money King T. Yeah. So Hot Money Vela R.I.P, and then he started inviting us to his studio. Until
Actually, like that's the first session.
Yeah.
Like during the first session, after we recorded the song, we were featured on a song by LECT. And then after we recorded Pinayo, so we went there as a feature. When we got there, we recorded and then we did our dialect thing. And then after that, King T was like, yo, we're fit. Go about it, a tape. Go about it, tape. Go for project. And then I money beats you.
Shout out to Hot Man.
Okay, then you've already transitioned us from R.A.P to Dialect. When did Dialect happen? In the midst of R.A.P and all that was happening?
R.A.P, I abanale. Honestly, we only recorded like 2 songs. Remember Med Skills?
Yeah.
What is this other song? Strings what?
Yeah.
We only recorded those 2 songs, and those 2 songs, how they came about, we were trying to check if dialect works well there.
Yeah.
Like our verses would follow each other on the song.
Shit.
Yeah. So those songs happened because we were trying to see if would dialect work or not.
Yeah.
So after that, if Osaba Jueto, yo, let's go to the studio. Yo, here's a song. Yo, here's a beat. And
They need a leader.
yeah, so that's when Nali good vibe, like, let's do this dialect thing. And the name Dialect, I remember we were at the studio. And then Nanza, no dictionary, I think no dictionary.
Yeah. Yeah, literally looking for a nice word.
Whilst I'm still recording my verse there, and then Washapa like stand up and come on, the Undertaker. And on, how about repeat Dialect?
Damn it!
And I was like, what is that? Man, it sounds fire. And then from there, we just ran with it. Our dialect. So people started asking questions. Who's dialect? What's dialect? As soon as Batala were interested, that's when we started like putting out music. We started merchandise before the music.
Yeah, before the music.
Music and then we fell le R.A.P. And then that's when we moved to merchandising. Like the merchandising. As soon as the people started, like as soon as Bitola dialect to like traction, that's when we moved to music.
Yeah.
That's when this guy. There was this guy. Lefumi Letuka. Yeah, that's his name. Lefumi Letuka. Shout outs to Hotman Lefumi Letuka. Because then
Changed everything for
we were still trying to like impress rappers. We were still trying to rap for rappers. And then he came, Hot Money came, he told us straight up, no. Talk to your peers. You have the swag, you have everything you need to talk to your peers. Because my Hot Money, they won't support you.
Yes. Leave the grief alone.
You know,
Leave the Immortal Technique. Techniques kancane.
And then, how did we meet ARTMAN?
ARTMAN we met him through you.
Yeah, I remember, but then when?
We needed a song. We needed a breakout song.
I've known homie ARTMAN for a while now. And then he was already in the music, really. He was a producer and a rapper. Then somehow we made that connect via our student side, and did our thing.
Yeah, looking for that beat, for the WENAWARENG beat.
Looking for a cheesy song, actually, like to simplify it. And then he did it, man. Like, he's very creative. Gave us a quite a feel, something people can dance to.
Yeah.
And the idea came from ARTMAN, bear in mind.
Yeah. And then we did the song, and then we sent it to him. But then I guess that was his way of changing us, because after we sent him what he wanted, he was falling back.
Yeah.
And then we started making.
He just went like, this is it.
Yeah.
And then
Shit.
that was the end of him.
God, man.
And then we started moving according to that song.
Yeah.
And then somehow people actually gave us a chance because of that song. Because, man, back then, remember we just said Mets was blowing up. So all the Sotho songs were actually happening this side. And then we released it and won a competition by STQ.
Shout out to STQ.
Yeah. And then when we shot the video, that was our starting point.
Yeah. And remember when we were shooting that video, when we came here, I said, why do you have such a big support? Like the whole hood wanted to come out. All those kids were just organic fans and friends, and they just wanted to be there. It was not like something that you force people or they just came.
What's funny is that most people were in attendance. We didn't really know them directly. They just heard about a music video shoot, and then somehow they came in numbers because we pushed the date and the venue like we're hosting an event, and people actually came. And then from there we had what can we call it? A fan base.
A fan base.
A smaller fan base in the hood. Yeah.
And like now I feel like they've always been there because moving around the hood with Dialect t-shirts on. The swag was always clean. So the swag was always clean. So when I came to game, but they were always wondering, what are these kids on?
What's gonna spark?
So the time we shoot that WENAWARENG, I think like it be like a moment for them, not for us only. Like it be like a moment for everybody. These niggas are these niggas. They are who they say they are.
Hey, banana basibu gang, bite you goja, what? Hey, banana basibu gang, bite you goja.
Sharpa Street, Cye the cake. Genye manyisa, I'll cut out track. Genye manyisa, I'll cut out track.
Sharpa Street, Cye the cake. Genye manyisa, I'll cut out track. Genye manyisa, I'll cut out track.
Everybody wanna track kama. Everybody wanna track kama. Everybody wanna track kama. Shape manyisa, I'll cut out track. Everybody wanna track kama. Everybody wanna track kama.
I guess it was early days. As you can see, industry Mzansi, it's only starting to open up right now. Even though it's not open up for hip hop MCs, but Majitapa again industry. So back then, everything was just bubbling under.
Yes.
So everyone is focused. Just the same thing that's happening in Amapiano. Everyone is getting to it. So it's like it catches a fire, but then it's actually on the come up. Now I would say my piano is, and when I have like a long way to go. So
the South African music industry has a long way to go.
A long way to go.
On its own, like in for us to try and compare the US or whatever. I feel like my piano, it's like the South African genre. If we are American or UK and then you tell them go to South Africa, but my piano. If we are States, you look at hip hop, they wouldn't.
Who is this wannabe? They might just say that, who is this wannabe?
You see, you see, but piano ki original sound which is why I think many hip hop cats should hop onto it. Like we shouldn't be so much against we should try and embrace it.
Yes.
Flexibility and all that, like.
Ke kwaito ya rona, it's our new age kwaito. But major league ke try le le new age kwaito, but in ntse le trickyana. I think no like towards new age kwaito ya rona.
Yeah. But just before piano ne rona le qom.
Hey,
now I would say Gong wasn't for SA. Gong was for Devon cats.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I wouldn't want to say it was nationally because, I mean, we only knew about Gong through the MTV, but Boka see
Listen to
yeah. So we only knew famous songs up until maybe Catch a Fire this side, but that was short-lived. So Gong wasn't really for SA, it was for Devon.
So you're saying the birth of piano, or rather the emergence of piano, it's healthy for hip hop. Is it healthy for hip hop?
For competition, I think it's healthy. We shouldn't look at it in a way out of place or something. I mean, hip hop will always be here, but then development, like music
is a lifestyle.
And music happy or evolve all the time. So it's up to each and every solo act to decide, no, we make it.
I think as soon as I skis for cut, like soon as we box as a rapper, that's when to like a problem my piano, whatever subgenre measure.
And I've been searching for purpose. I know that this rap shit is worth it, but my grandma hates all of this cursing. I gotta listen to what I say. I need to think before I can say. I do this shit almost every day. Bitches talk about me anyways. I'm getting high and high and higher, and you gotta pull up with Mary Jane. I'm never sipping on pepper drinks, so I be drifting on hurricanes. I can tell you now we gonna be famous.
Hey, get it. Oh. Bro. Hey.
I can tell you now we gonna be famous.